I wonder how secure this... Oh, well, I've pulled that one out. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And I'm pretty sure quite a few of us have seen the carpet tufting videos going around online. They've been popular for years and years and years. And I've even had quite a few requests to do my own like proper carpet tufting video. Unfortunately, the equipment to do something like that is quite expensive.
Help me, I'm poor.
And I feel like it's going to be one of those things that I buy, try out, and it ends up going in that box that I never touch again. Like I've still got my Cricut machine. I haven't used that since I bought it, and that cost me over £300. I really need to stop buying things and then just putting them somewhere and then never using them ever again. This needs to stop. So instead of repeating the same behaviour I normally exhibit, I decided I would try a little kit that I think is going to be... shit. I want to say similar. I don't think it's going to be exactly the same, but I feel like it's going to have the same kind of principle, the same kind of vibe, just on a much smaller scale, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. Yay! And that craft is called Punch Needle. So this is a little punch needle kit, and hopefully inside of here it's going to be a manual version of kind of like tufting, I think. I bought this, I want to say, a month or so ago, and honestly I can't even remember what I've bought. So this is kind of like a surprise to me and you because it's just been sitting in my studio for a while collecting dust. Because I've been busy, okay? I've been very, very busy.
Wanking off to Shakespeare.
So if I'm remembering this right, I think in here I'm going to be making some punch needle coasters, and I have a feeling they're either cat or dog themed. I could be completely wrong, I might be thinking of something completely different, but I'm almost certain that's what this is. So let's have a look. Okay, so we've got some bits of like very chunky yarn. Whatever these are, it almost looks like adhesive backed bit of felt. I'm not entirely sure. I'm really hoping this has instructions in it. Another little one of these. This is the punch needle tool, and I'm also hoping this is going to be a very different process from... Can you remember when I tried to do that latch needle craft thing? Catch. It was years ago and I failed absolutely miserably with it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It was really, really hard. I couldn't get my mind around it. I'm hoping this isn't going to be the same because otherwise I'm not going to be able to do it. I know I'm not. So we've also got like a plastic thick needle, another needle, a little red thing, a little pair of scissors, a little embroidery hoop, some more thread. Yes, it is coasters I'm making. They're like paw print ones. I remember what I bought now. It's all coming back to us. And then we also have some, what I hope are instructions. So this is my pattern list, and it says, please start from small area and do not punch too intensively. So it's the kind of craft project where you're not allowed to be too rough with it. You have to be gentle.
Oh my god, she's amazing.
Okay, so we've got some instructions. This is the tiniest, littlest bit of instructions I've ever seen in my life, which I'm kind of happy about because I can't be asked with instructions. Let's have a little look. Okay, so weirdly enough, I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing. Liar! This is a very textile-based project, and old Ant would read this and be like, no, I'm not going to even bother with it. But I don't know, it's not scaring us too much. So I think we're starting off with one of these. I think there's like 6 or 7 in here. Alright, this isn't too bad, is it? And we're just going to undo our embroidery hoop. So we're then putting our fabric over the inner ring, and then this is going to go over the outer ring. And then we tighten that up, do we? By the way, I don't think this is going to be exactly like the carpet tufting videos that we've all seen online, just based on what I'm doing. I think it's going to have the same principle, but it's not going to be as exciting, so I'm very sorry.
Just look at the flowers, Lizzie.
So we've got our cute little paw print there in our embroidery thing. I think I've done that right. I might have done it wrong, who knows. And then we're going to select the wool. Hang on, give us a second. Which one do I want to make? I kind of like the black and pink one. I think that's cute. Select the wool and punch needle that you need and pass the long threader through the end hole of the punch needle to the end of the pen. Also with these instructions, I think they've been written in obviously a different country, so the translation isn't fantastic.
Gertie.
I feel like I know what they're talking about, but some bits I'm just like, you've lost us.
Where are you?
I'll do the pink first, I think, and then we'll do the black. It's also got this weird little plastic thing inside of it. I don't know what that is. The problem with this kit is it has lots of little bits in it, and I don't think the instructions really tell us what they're actually for. And the pictures are also tiny, so I can't see what they actually are. I don't know what that is. I'll keep it to one side just in case I need it. But basically, this yarn, we're going to be able to thread it through this pen. So this pen's actually hollow, and we just shove it Oops. We're supposed to be able to just shove it all the way through here. You know what I think this is for? Possibly threading it through there. I think that's what this is for. Oh God, I don't know how to do that. Oh my God, I've went to cut these. These scissors are the bluntest scissors on earth. I don't even think I could cut through anything with these. No, not a chance. How ridiculous. Right, let's try this again. See if I can get this through. It looks like they are using the wire, but I don't understand how they use the wire. Bear with us, I will get this to work. This is the first step and I'm already struggling. I'll tell you what, I'm going to figure out my own way of doing it. Alright, masking tape to the rescue. Wrap that around there and see if that works. How the hell are you supposed to get this through here? Oh, no! Can I go through the other way? You know what I absolutely despise? Fiddly shit, and this is the fiddliest shit ever. The problem is though, if this is how hard it is to actually thread the stuff, and I have to change colours and swap it out, that's like a massive, massive ball ache, isn't it? Yeah. Try that. The wire is fully secure, fully taped. Come on. Is there something in it? It feels like it's blocked. Ooh, you're pissing us off. Come on, this is the literal first step and I can't even do this.
How long have we been here?
The problem I'm having is the fact that the tube goes so thin in the middle. Wire's not working, tape ID is not working. What's my next solution?
Burn it to ash!
What did they do? Hang on, did they do it this way? So they put that there, and then did they go up through the actual bit here and like hook it out and like fished for it? I'm not giving up. I am absolutely 100% not giving up. This is supposed to be like a little easy craft kit. It's not going to defeat us. Not today. Oh. I did it. It's only taken me like 15 minutes, but I finally threaded it. That was an absolute pain in the arse, that. Surely whoever made this punch needle thing could come up with a better way of threading one of these, because that was stupid. It was really stupid. I'm really shocked I didn't give up on that part because I was very close. You know when you're that frustrated, you want to like lift the table and just like launch it. That's how frustrated I was. Deep breaths and we've done the first fiddly step. So now what we're supposed to be able to do, and I swear down, if this unthreads itself mid-punching, I'm gonna punch the entire project. How does this work then? Punch from a small area and then a large area. Please do not punch too intensively, which will easily lead to wool strings of different colours. Trim redundant wools. By the way, we need to use the back of the fabric at last.
Gertie.
Don't know what any of that means, but let's have a little go. So we do that, and then what do? We just come back through. Oh my God, it did it. How did that work? You know when something seems too simple and easy to be real? I don't even know how that managed to do it, but all I do, I'm gonna give you a proper up close on this bad boy. So we've got the little paw thing there, and if I just stab here, just gently mind, and then I just pull back through, it somehow threaded itself and I don't understand how.
Magic.
So now do I just continue and colour the entire thing in? Alright, that's fine, I can do that. I wonder how secure this... Oh, well I've pulled that one out. This is interesting, because like, how secure is it going to be? It sometimes works and then it sometimes doesn't work. And I feel like if you twist as you're doing it, it helps. But it also feels incredibly fragile. I don't feel very safe with this. I don't feel very safe at all. I feel like one wrong move and the entire project unthreads itself, and that terrifies us. I don't even know what I could kind of compare this to. It's nothing I've ever done before. Because it almost feels like embroidery, but like nowhere near as secure as embroidery. And I'm just trying to kind of go back around some of them, so it just feels a little bit more together. Okay, so I'll show you what I've done. So that's it there, and you've got all them little like tufts in, and that's what the back looks like. So it is kind of like tufting, it's just a manual version. But I feel very scared of it. I feel like it needs to be a lot more compact. I feel like mine's a bit too sparse. So that's one section done, I think. I tell you what, I probably just want to cut it from the back. I don't want to cut it from the front. So there we go. There's one bit done. A little tufted paw bit. And that's what it looks like at the back. Again, it doesn't feel secure. If I got my fingers and was like, blah, 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 I would be able to pick it all out. But that wasn't too scary. I don't understand how, once you go through the fabric, I don't know, it makes like a hook or something. I don't know. Don't ask us. Confused. I'm sure someone out there understands the technology behind it, but I don't. Alright, so I just need to do the rest of it now. Okay, so that's not too bad then. See if I can get this entire thing done. I think I might be able to, actually. Oh, it's surprisingly relaxing. Once you overcome that impending doom of the fact that your entire project can unravel itself at any moment and lead to absolute heartache and devastation, it's surprisingly relaxing. I also think this is a lot less scary than using those tufting machines for the carpets, which look rather terrifying, don't they? And also, if you get some loose threads, which I just got there, if you just go back over it, you can kind of tighten them back up. But see there, that entire thing's just all come undone. So that's irritating. Maybe you're not supposed to turn it. Okay, I feel like I've done that one. That one's way looser than the last one. Apparently later on we're going to secure this at the back, so hopefully that'll, I don't know, calm us down a little bit. That one's made us incredibly nervous because I know it's hanging on by a literal thread. You know what, I don't understand this because as I'm doing it, I feel like I'm getting worse at it. And in theory, when you're making crafts or when you're doing anything really, as you do something, you're supposed to get better. I feel like I just can't fully understand what the technique is, because sometimes it unthreads itself and then other times it works perfectly fine. I think going slow and being very gentle with it is kind of key, but then sometimes I will be really gentle with it and it'll still unthread itself, so I don't know. You can't do it super fast, I know you can't. Super fast does not work. Slow and gentle, especially pulling it back out. When you're pulling it out, you have to be very, very gentle.
You dirty slut.
So this is where I am at the minute, and I'll show you the back of this one, because this one looks really bad. If you see that, it looks like only a few of them are actually hooked in, so I feel like all of that's just balanced. It really is just balanced on there. But I'll try my best and get the rest of this done, and then we can move on to the next step of turning it into a coaster, I think. I'm only doing one of these, mind. I'm not doing the whole pack of 6 or 7, absolutely not. If I did, I would be here all week. Okay, so I've managed to get that bit done, and I think I've done quite a good job of this. One thing I've learned from doing this, and this is going to sound like a bit of a weird thing to say, this is the kind of craft that likes to take the piss out of you. This is the kind of craft that if you let it, it will emotionally destroy you. This is the kind of craft that is a sociopath. That's the kind of craft this is. Because what it likes to do is de-thread itself just randomly. At certain parts you just can't get it to go back in on itself and you have to be rough with it. I know it's said to be gentle. You have to really kind of like knot that shit up and like shove it in. And get this bit and go all the way in. You have to take it all the way to the very kind of base of the needle and really kind of shove it in. There were a few sections of this that this craft wanted me to give up, and it was like, oh, I'm gonna really torture you. I was like, I'm not gonna let you. I am 100% not gonna let you. And I didn't. And I managed to get it to do what I wanted it to do. And I just had to force it to do it. But I can breathe because I've got the hardest bit done, I think. So after it's punched, use the scissors, not their scissors, because their scissors are shit, and trim the cloth along the outer edge of the embroidery indentation. Cut it as shown in the figure and press it over to the inside of the punch pattern. I don't know what any of that means. Was I not supposed? I don't think I was supposed to cut it all off. Oops. I don't think I was supposed to do that. Because now it's saying that I need to fold it in on itself. I don't know what it was telling us to do there. Take the white embroidery thread from the set, select the appropriate length, divide it into 2 parts as shown in the figure, and tie the edge of the fabric with thread. Honestly, I have no idea what this is on about. Maybe I have done it right, I don't know. Oh, I think I have done it right. Wait, I have. Because the end coaster doesn't actually have any of the white bit, does it? Okay, I've done it right. Done it right. Calm down. It was just stressing us out a little bit there. Have you seen these before? What are these? I don't even think you're going to be able to see that. It's got like a bit of wire on the end of it, and it's like a little kind of guitar pick. I don't understand what that's for. And it's got a picture, but I can't see it because it's so tiny. Oh, is that a... I tell you what that is. I think that's to thread a needle. So you put your thread in there and pull it through to thread a needle. Oh, I don't need that. I can thread a needle fine. Okay, well, where'd my thread go? Is it this one? Okay, and I understand what it's wanting us to do now. It wants me to thread and sew sew all of this bit together, I'm assuming. So do this and then try and like pull it in on itself. Okay, I feel like I know what I'm doing, but this also isn't really my forte, so this could go a bit wrong, but we'll try it. So then it's basically wanting us to sew around here and pull all of this fabric in on itself. I think that's the goal. The instructions are a little bit rough, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also very conscious of the fact that all this punch needle stuff I've done could easily unthread itself, so just be careful. The thing is, this doesn't feel right, but it's what the picture told us to do. You know, when you just feel like you're doing something wrong. It might be one of those things that by the end of doing this, it all makes sense.
It won't.
I don't feel like this is right at all. It just seems a bit crazy. It's getting there, but I feel like this is a stupid way to do it. No, I'm not doing it that way. That's daft. I've got an easier way to do this. This is ridiculous. I don't understand why I'm even doing this for. Because the thing is, if you do that, it's going to look bulky as anything. What would make more sense is just cut around the entire thing. Oh, well, actually, that doesn't look very good, does it? Oh, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
Oh my god.
We've got these adhesive back ends, and I'm just going to stick one of these on first before I do anything else, just to secure it, and then I'll cut it. Okay, I know this doesn't look great, and I've had a little bit of a rough time with this next step. I don't fully understand what they were wanting from us, but here's my finished coaster.
Oh dear.
I've done it. It just looks very rough because of the outside, and I don't want to cut it any further because all this is going to come apart. But there we go, a finished punch needle little paw coaster, and I think it's very cute, but I don't know. I feel like I've struggled quite a bit with this craft. Anyway, I think that just about does it for today's video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And yeah, let me know whether you'll be interested in doing a bit of punch needle. I think it's a fun little textile. I don't know whether it's the textile craft for me. I find it just a bit pissy and a bit fiddly. But if you come across any crafts or little craft kits or anything like that that you want me to try, so you don't have to, then feel free to let me know in the comments below. I also wanted to say a big thank you to Kazi85 for becoming an exclusive VIO. You very important orange you. If you also want to become a very important orange, there's a link down below. And I'll see you next week for a brand new video. And don't worry, it won't be punch needle again. If you're a sensitive person, mind, and you're already kind of on the brink, I don't think you should be anywhere near a punch needle, if I'm totally honest with you. Because I think it will send you over the edge.